Nasir, did you hear me?
No, I'm just hearing
Ah,
you now.
okay, you are not hearing me. Sorry. I said the person in front of me is Nasir, Tunji Nasir. He is the host today and moderator today. And our Ben Emikpe is the Professor Ben Emikpe, Dean Faculty of Veterinary Medicine from Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. Is our chief, it will be the guest speaker to talk about the opportunities we have in West African corridors. I think he's central to this topic. And then Nasir introduce him and then we'll move on.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. On this call, today is another beautiful day that the Lord has made, and it is very, very marvelous in our eyes that another day is set for us to do our community engagement like we will always do on most Saturday. It has become a breakfast tonic for a lot of us, without which the day may not be complete. And I'm humbled this morning to be given the responsibility of introducing, well, I want to call it one of my aburos. I loved him so well since we were in the UI, and it pleases me to be the moderator on an occasion that he would speak. It also pleases me to know that I'm going to be introducing somebody who is teaching and who is in fact a dean of the faculty of the School of Veterinary Medicine, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Ghana. And I dare say that I'm told that that university ranks #1 globally for the provision of quality education. And I'm sure that Professor Emikpe is also one of those who are providing that kind of education to the students. So let me just go straight to the introduction of our guest speaker today. Today, I've been asked to paraphrase his introduction. But you know, there are some people that there's nothing you can do. You don't want to leave them hanging by their achievements so that people will know exactly what these people have actually performed. So I'll try as much as possible to do that. But in case I'm not able to do that, please be an attentive audience and listen to the man, Emikpe, that is going to talk to us today. Emikpe Benjamin Obukowo, Professor of Diagnostic and Toxicological Pathology, which he got in 2014, was the former chair of the Department of Veterinary Pathology at the University of Ibadan in Nigeria, and visiting professor to Pan-African University of Life and Art Science in Ibadan, University of Developmental Studies, Ghana, Njala University, Sierra Leone, and University of Goa, Cameroon. Currently the Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana. He has his research focused on detecting and controlling diseases affecting livestock, zoos, and wildlife, with a particular interest in human health and pandemic preparedness. He has published extensively and has been a plenary speaker at international conferences, workshops on livestock, wildlife disease diagnosis, and AMR surveillance systems in humans, animals, and the environment, highlighting the One Earth concept and efforts in Ghana. He has also engaged internationally and nationally with FAO in developing an AMR training manual for veterinarians and para-veterinarians in Ghana, reporting on One Health monitoring tool, training of trainers, training of ESOVET, FAO, USAID, WHO resource persons, and consultant on One Health stenosis and AMR. You can see that part, and it's very, very akin to someone who is standing in the guard of animal health and human health. But he didn't just do all this. He must acquire some level of education, which I'm going to tell you now. He was awarded the Fellow of College of Veterinary Surgeons Nigeria, 2018, PhD Veterinary Pathology in Ibadan, 2009, MVSC, that's Master in Veterinary Science, Diagnostic Pathology, 2000, and he graduated in 1994 from the University of Ibadan. That is not the only thing I'm going to talk to you about, my very humble brother. I need to let you also know his professional experience and what he has been able to do in the last few years, let's say the last 10 years. He's coordinator FAO UC National Serum Monitoring Program till now, coordinator of FAO Kumasi Abattoir SVM and its university collaboration 2024, coordinator UK APHA Apiculture Ghana Research, chairman Scientific Advisory Board Africa One Rich Co-Scientific Coordinator 2021 to date, German West Africa Center for Pandemic Emergency Preparedness, Chief Consultant Diagnostic Pathologist of the University, and Professor, School of Veterinary Medicine, College of Health Sciences of the same university. I don't want to be reading out his editorial caps, but he's been able to be in the editorial board of several journals that are centered around One Health. And his expertise, which we must know, because for him to be qualified this morning to be the one talking to us, we know to have his expertise. He's got expertise in One Health, antimicrobial resistance, endemic and emerging zoonosis, respiratory pathology, avian immunopathology, fish bacteriology and pathology, drug interaction, and toxicology. He has got a lot of research interest. I was looking at his resume, and I'm looking at somebody who has been cited by Google in 4,688 articles, and then in the ResearchGate, about 3,628, and in Scopus, 1,783. You can see this guy is a repertoire and a repository of knowledge that is worthy to be cited by other educationists and all that. He's got a lot of research output in the different sectors, and I want to say that his research interest spans from One Health, AMR, zoonotic diseases, epidemiology, and knowledge, attitudes, and practices. I am happy that all of us will count ourselves lucky for being at this morning to listen to this juggernaut of a person, somebody who has made himself socially indispensable in the areas of One Health and antimicrobial resistant activities, and also including zoonotic activity and some other endeavors of human life. I have the honor and privilege, and Prof, please note this, I'm actually well privileged today to listen to you and to also moderate you. This is what we pray for in life. We're seeing you doing good. So I have the honor and privilege once again to introduce to the audience Professor Benjamin Obukowo Emikpe to listen to this topic, opportunities of veterinary medicine in West Africa. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you so very much, my senior. I'm actually humbled so greatly this morning to be introduced by my senior in this way. And I also see it as a great opportunity to be given this platform to speak on a very important topic, opportunities of veterinary medicine in West Africa. I was so humbled while you are reading the CV, and I give all the glory to God that He has really helped me to grow from an humble background to this point. This morning, some of the things I'm going to say are just for us to kickstart a discussion on those opportunities and to allow for questions so that we will be able to understand the great things God has given us in West Africa and how we could integrate and work together to solve the problem of emergency preparedness and, more importantly, animal welfare and treatment in West Africa. My outline for this presentation is just to look at the overview of veterinary medicine training, which is my area, to look at some historical background of veterinary medicine training. What are the outputs of the veterinary school along the coast of West Africa? What are the opportunities that the skilling of this school actually bring into play? And what are the challenges for someone who wants to move and dive towards helping other countries in West Africa? Then we conclude and look at the future directions that we who are senior in the area of veterinary medicine will be able to encourage our younger ones to go into. If we look at it, veterinary medicine is not just an ordinary discipline. It's a discipline that cuts across the area of food security, economic development, public health, One Health, even artificial intelligence and all that. And we are so blessed that in West Africa itself, climatically, in all spheres, has diverse agricultural practices that can make livestock production to thrive. And these, our region, actually thrive and survive on agriculture and livestock. And these offer opportunities, not only to vet, but to veterinary professionals to be able to work, practice, and make enough money in West Africa. And because of this nature and the nature of the livestock production, there is a growing demand for veterinary service. And many of the veterinarians that are produced in fewer schools that we have in West Africa are concentrated more in the urban setting. And the rural settings are suffering. And this is where we could make more money. We could extend to it because the number of animals we have in West Africa, the veterinarians that are currently in West Africa cannot adequately take care of them. And with all the deforestation, urbanization, and the dynamics and drivers of zoonosis, there is emerging zoonosis like COVID, we talk about Ebola, we talk about Mpox, we talk about Marburg, we talk about different diseases, hemorrhagic syndrome that has evaded West Africa. So it is giving us veterinarians opportunities to move into One Health and to go into disease control. So there are great opportunities, not only in practice, not only in animal welfare, but in public health, in research, and coming up in One Health, and currently in the area of telemedicine and artificial intelligence. Let's look at the historical background of West Africa in terms of veterinary education. I have said it earlier that West Africa actually has a rich history in terms of socio-cultural, economic, and environmental development that makes livestock production to thrive, hence making veterinary medicine to be a choice profession in West Africa. And this veterinary medicine had evolved over time with various indigenous knowledge, colonial intervention, and post-colonial development. During the colonial era, we practice, even before colonial era, we practice traditional veterinary medicine that focus very much on our livestock care. And it is unfortunate that we have not had repository or documentation that really work on this traditional veterinary medicine, which had made China to thrive, Taiwan to thrive, and other Asian countries are really using their traditional medicine, selling it as pharmaceuticals today, and a lot of people are patronizing them. And these are areas that we in West Africa need to look into critically, develop our indigenous knowledge, because they are central to our animal husbandry and practice. So if we can come up and have this, bring it together, repackage it, it will be something that West Africa will be very much proud of. So this is what we have been doing before, but we don't have enough knowledge, enough. So there is a need for us to start to think of how we will do it, even in this post-colonial era. What are those things we really need to do? So, and During that time, there are established services to control animal disease, but if you look at it critically, it has not really been very, very effective. So we are transitioning, and even if we can study the past, we can understand where we have failed and merge the current trends into it and produce a laudable thing that we serve West Africa. So in West Africa, the training of veterinarians and para-veterinarians are the first that the colonial masters did. And that was why there was this establishment of the school that produced paravets in Jos in Nigeria and Pontamali in Ghana. In 1919, Pontamali's own was in 1990, and I'm very sure Jos' own was also a lot earlier. But this focused on the training of paraveterinary professionals, and they are focusing on livestock disease, and that is why we were able to identify rinderpest, tertiary fly, trypanosomiasis, before we now bring up the formal veterinary education that we are now in. Next slide. And in this post-era, we have seen the development of veterinary schools in different countries, and this had increased our output of veterinary doctors that are now laying emphasis on public health, food security, and control of those zoonotic diseases. The first veterinary school, at least in Nigeria, apart from Jos, is University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello University Split Site Veterinary School. We started in 1962, and that is what produced the likes of Professor Ikede, Professor Adene, and all that. But in the Francophone country, the École Interstate Science Veterinary School in Dakar had always been there, and this produced veterinarians from all the Francophone countries. So we have a lot of veterinary schools in Nigeria, and we have one school for the Francophone countries in West Africa. And these serve as the hub that produce high-quality veterinary education and research, and these are the major schools that play vital role in the production of veterinarians that are used in improving animal health in West Africa. This map actually shows a lot, and I want us to delve into a few issues that these slides actually avail us to see. The veterinary schools are more concentrated in Nigeria, with only 2 schools in Ghana, 1 in Senegal, 1 in Guinea-Conakry. And from there, it shows that Nigeria can produce a lot of veterinary professionals that will be useful in Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Mauritania, so Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Cape Verde, and all that, and Gambia, because all these places I mentioned do not have veterinary school. And because of that, this is where Nigeria has a role to play. But what are those things the younger veterinarians must possess? They were able to move and to be useful in this area. I'll talk about it. And not just psychologically, but even in language, to be able to cope. And because of this, we in Nigeria, we have saturated veterinary practice in Nigeria. But although that has led to imagine talking about different fields, sharpening our skills, making sure that the professional is well developed in European countries. But we have a role to play also in the development of animal production in West Africa, if we want to really show that we are big brothers and we really want to help others to grow, so that control of zoonosis, control of pandemic diseases can be in check, because without veterinarians, One Health cannot actually thrive in West Africa. So, like I said, there are over 11 schools, a veterinary school in Nigeria, 2 in Ghana. We are just planning the 3rd one, 1 in Guinea-Conakry and 1 in Senegal. There are other schools, also other universities in Cameroon that is not in West Africa, but Central Africa, that they have integrated veterinary education into their faculties. So currently, Cameroon has 3 veterinary schools. The 2 are from French speaking, and 1 is English speaking. That is, will be graduating their students next year. So these information are very, very important for those who are in the field of academia, those who are in the field of practice, either pharmaceuticals and all that, for them to know quite well that, yes, we have produced a lot of veterinarians in Nigeria. You can move around, provided your skills are well articulated and you have the requisite knowledge and will to help the West Africans, then you can move in to assist and be able to achieve a higher success than if you decide to stay in Nigeria. These are some of the schools. Yeah, just to show the picture. This one is KNUST, where I am. Ahmadu Bello University, University of Ibadan is there. Senegal is also there. University of Abuja is there. This is University of Ghana, Teaching Hospital, and all that. And this is just to give you that, well, we are not doing badly. We look good. And if you want very good cars, you will see it in the School of Veterinary Medicine, because at least we are not doing badly. We have money. So, like I said, Nigeria serves as a robust center for veterinary education, with University of Ibadan in Ahmadu Bello standing out. And apart from that, we have also made some very large research output that cannot be overlooked, both in Nigeria and at the global scale. But in Ghana, KNUST and University of Ghana School of Veterinary Medicine stand out. But currently, we are establishing a veterinary school in the UDS, University of, next slide, University of Tamale, in University of Developmental Studies. And this is where a lot of younger veterinarians who have masters, who have PhDs, will be able to teach. And the coordinator who is coordinating it is a very good friend. And I made sure that somebody from the University of Ibadan, I'm not mentioning his name here, is also in the recruitment exercise to make sure that younger vets and all that are experienced and are brought in to develop the veterinary education in the Northern Ghana. Northern Ghana has a peculiar, they are very known for large animal practice, and this will be a very good opportunity for large animal practitioners to move into that area to make sure that the veterinary school develop within a short time. University of Developmental Studies are one of the oldest veterinary nursing training school. So it's easier to start a veterinary school there because they have been known to champion veterinary nursing in Ghana for over 2 decades. And also, that is where the Pontamale that started in 1919 producing the para-veterinarians started. So it will be a very good opportunity to start a veterinary school there. We are just recruiting, and after this recruiting, we'll go through the Veterinary Council of Ghana accreditation, then the GTEC, which is like the Ghana Technical Education, we also give them accreditation. So in Senegal, the kind of training in the Francophone is different from the Francophone areas, where a veterinary school is established like a conglomerate veterinary school, where all the Francophone countries send students to for training. And that makes it a cornerstone for veterinary education in the Francophone area. But this is essentially French speaking. So for anyone who wants to go to such a university, you will have been thoroughly trained in French and will be able to learn a lot from our counterparts who are French speaking. This output, I just mentioned all this for us to know where veterinarians are produced, the disparity, and the need for us to move into other West African countries to help in the area of food security, public health, and economic development, just as I've earlier said. So what are then the opportunities that are available in West Africa? Number one, for the academia, because of the nature of the veterinary school, as I've said, there is opportunity in Ghana, there's opportunity in Senegal, there's opportunity in Guinea-Conakry. That is what we have. And now, and for you to go to Guinea-Conakry and Senegal, you need to know how to speak French. So if you can speak French, it will be an opportunity for you to go and do sabbatical there, to do research there, and you'll be able to improve their veterinary education. Recently, the University of Cole that I spoke about have not had any collaboration with any veterinary school in the Francophone, Anglophone countries. They are having it with us for the very first time. Even though we don't understand their language, we have seen areas where we can collaborate together, and that will enhance exchange between our school and their school. So it's an opportunity for academia to move. Like I said, there is also opportunity in UDS for academia to move together, and also for Ghana, for other schools. For Ghana, we prefer employment straight. For sabbatical, it's a bit tough because there is always a need to get a clearance from the minister. So once that clearance is gotten for employment, no one will want to use that clearance for just one sabbatical and the person will go back. So most times they always ask for people they can employ that will stay there for like 10, 20 years and develop the place. But for sabbatical, we have to pay most times with our internally generated fund, which might be very difficult for any veterinary school in Ghana to want to do. In some cases, there are exceptions, especially in University of Ghana, because their own system could use internally generated fund to pay. In our school, the internally generated fund is not mixed together. So for that reason, it is the school that wants the vet that will pay for it. So, but there is opportunity in our school for visiting science, visiting professors, where they just visit and they go, because we could not explore asking them to use a space for permanent staff for a sabbatical. So in terms of continuing education and specialized veterinary training, this is an avenue we have not explored, but currently I'm going to talk about it when I get to grant, where there are some granting bodies, some centers that we have developed where we can do short training, and this is where we bring in professionals from other countries to come into Ghana, to go into Sierra Leone, to go into Gambia on short-term basis. So in terms of academia, we only target universities and some research stations. Like there is a research station that is very robust in One Health in Burkina Faso, but you need to know how to speak French. If you are talking of a center for trypanosomiasis research, it is in Gambia, which you can go just because you can speak English, you can be there. But these have limited opportunities. But I will talk about how we can also create opportunities and bring in people. Next slide. In the area of research, there is a big opportunity in the area of research, especially with the myriads of pandemic diseases like Marburg, like monkeypox coming. There is a lot of grants. Let me say this, a lot of grants coming in. And some of us who are scientists must be very strategic when we are talking about these grants. Sometimes we from Nigeria always want to lead some of these grants. I must say precisely that even though we are extremely brilliant, we are very sharp, there is wisdom in allowing somebody from Gambia to lead. When you allow somebody from Gambia to lead, because these are known to be poor nations, they tend to push money into that area. But in Nigeria, one of the problems we have is the stability and the peace. For this reason, no funder really want to put their money into Nigeria because of fear of instability and the fear of not completing the project. So sometimes top scientists from Nigeria must be able to network with smaller scientists in all these nations to see all them forming a consortium where you now push some of these guys from this university, from all those areas that I said were disadvantaged nations to lead. Because sometimes when you are talking about the development of some protocols for some targeted research, these are areas that are having the issues. You cannot come from area that does not have the issue to lead a research that is having issues in other countries. So we must also be thinking of innovations in the area of new vaccine. I've been working on the area of mucoadhesive delivery system. We have come up with a vaccine that is thermostable and easily presentable. These are area of diagnostics, area of different treatment protocols that has not been done. And this is where we can incorporate our own traditional system, come up with things that are easily feasible, can easily be produced, that will help in making our livestock and wildlife to survive. There is also an opportunity to integrate our indigenous knowledge into our practice, that we will be able to produce something that is culturally appropriate, and we will be able to make our people to buy into it. So there is also a lot of One Health working groups for pandemic control. One of them is GWAC. GWAC, I'm the one leading the zoonosis in the area of GWAC. GWAC have seven pillars. We have health systems, we have community engagement, we have parasitology and bacteriology, we have virology unit, we have epidemiology, we also have zoonosis, and we have digital health. Every year we bring out things that bring people from other West African countries to come and do 3 months research in our place. So we take each of us in each pillar takes one person. So I can take somebody for 3 months, we pay that person around 550 euros to do his research. And I also have access to over 3,000 euros to do some very meaningful research within 3 months. I have been able to extend this to University of Ibadan, essentially, where I have brought nothing less than 5 people, and all the 5 have completed their PhD. CCPZ is also there in University of Ibadan. We also have the Center for Genomic Research also in University of Ghana that take people from West Africa and other parts of Africa that I'm very sure a lot of the younger ones will be able to explore to come to Ghana and come and work with scientists like us and like other people who have already been granted in the area of research. In terms of international collaboration, this is something I've been working on to actually make the veterinary schools to be very, very loud when we are talking about food and agriculture organization. I've integrated my school to a point where FAO in Ghana cannot do anything without involving KNUST. So these are something that we work on. WOA are also, and WHO really recognize our school and work with us. So, but apart from that, this is an area where veterinarians must be able to move in. Many of us are not tracking the job opportunities for all these organizations. I've gone through their website. I've seen a lot of jobs that is available for veterinarians, even younger veterinarians that can serve as interns in all these organizations. That's how people enter into it. You can even decide to do a volunteer service with them and work with them for some time. You gain experience. From there, you enter into all these FAO, WOA, WHO to help in the control of transboundary disease. There's also opportunity in so many. If a lot of us are not working with ECOWAS, and ECOWAS are an animal or husbandry and animal veterinary unit, which is dominated by those who finish from the ECO because they can speak French. Some of them can speak English. So we need to penetrate all this to make room for the veterinarians from other places to try. And we have to start thinking of international international collaboration with other universities. We have linkages with University of London, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Surrey in this regard, where we exchange. These are areas where when a younger person come from Nigeria, from other places, we can look at all this collaboration and slip them in to do their PhD, to do their masters, and to do what we call international masters. This is an area where we have not dealt much. You talk about Sierra Leone, you talk about Gambia, you talk the supply of just pharmaceutical supply in the area of veterinary drugs has not been well coordinated in West Africa. I must tell you, even many people are looking for drugs that they have to travel as much as to Nigeria. This can only be done by just having a website where you say, oh, these drugs are available, these are the drugs, these are this, we can move it to the animal drug supply chain in West Africa is poor. It's very, very poor. If you go into drug supply within this thing, just moving from Nigeria to other places, having network, this will really help to be able to develop us and also be able to sell some of the drugs that have been produced in Nigeria. So we'll also be thinking of technical aid corps that is organized by EU and ECOWAS. That World Bank also do some recruitment, not only for pharmaceuticals, but also from some countries like Sierra Leone, like Gambia. They need some specialty like veterinary pharmacy. They need people in pharmacology for their schools. They need people in the area of pharmacognosy, which they don't have. And they will be able to pay in dollars, and the person will be able to come from Nigeria or Kenya or South Africa that are well developed in veterinary medicine to develop the area that are not well developed in West Africa. In terms of project and grant sourcing, this is an area we have not explored. There is a lot of grants that are available, especially for West Africa, where they have focus for country. I got one yesterday where they were just talking about grants meant only for Cameroon. Grant only meant for Nigeria. Grant only meant for Ghana, which have veterinary component that, in fact, in Ghana today, many of the grant goes to NGO. And this is an area where veterinarians have not developed, where you can have your own kind of. There are many NGO that have me as their patron. Honestly speaking, they are doing work in the area of public health, area of One Health, and there's no veterinarian. In fact, I have not seen anyone contacting me in the area of NGO that is started by a veterinarian. So that there are various funding opportunity existing there are many innovative projects. Let me say one. I was talking about delivery system. I shared this idea with someone, and he wrote a grant, and the grant was 3.2 million with Melinda Gates. They gave him that, or just for vaccine distribution in Northern Ghana. So there are a lot of opportunities even to use digital, like telemedicine platform, combo collect, digital technology to supply things. These are areas you can come up with innovative ideas that will help vaccine distribution, livestock disease control, public health initiative, and we'll be able to attract enough grants that, no doubt. So that takes me to innovation hubs, where we establish center, either NGO-like or collaboration driven by tech companies that are data-driven. Let me say this. In the area of artificial intelligence alone, I was contacted by a friend who is a Cameroonian, and they are to distribute to 27.8 million Canadian dollars for artificial intelligence. They gave 10 groups to work on artificial intelligence. They gave them $387,000 Canadian dollars to work on it, just to develop data-driven solution using artificial intelligence. Let me say at this point, when you talk about opportunities, not about veterinary medicine, it's about thinking these silos and the wall we bring about, we build around veterinary medicine, around specialization is already broken down in the area of research. Now you can crisscross and bring solution. What everybody is interested in now is solution. And many of the ideas you will need to start to think about are ideas that are driven by social media, driven by data, driven by artificial intelligence. So what then is the career we need to start to think about in terms of private sector, in terms of livestock production, in terms of sales, just sales logistics alone for animal product. Let me use one, for example, in terms of just production of meat. The problem is that our abattoirs are not strong enough. They are not good enough. They are not compliant. If a veterinarian decides to build an abattoir and have what we call cattle supply logistic chain and is able to slaughter it and package it and make it available in all the West African countries, that is an area you can go into. So there are so many things that we can start to think that is driven by tech. You can go online, just press like this. You know where to get this. You know the amount you can get it. You know that if I move it with this, I will spend this amount of money, and this is the amount of money I will gain. A lot of people today are tech-driven, and they are making the money. Apart from, in area of academic and research, I've said it, NGO is the way out. When you start to think of bringing in your innovative, your training, and to help people sell your ideas to people funding agencies, I tell you, there is a group I formed who are just about 4 veterinary students in my school. I trained them for about 5 years. Just this year alone, they have won a grant of over $100. Just this year. And that tells you that there are areas that are available. It's just for us to do our thinking. So a career opportunity needs to start to think along the broad opportunities that are available. Next. And so that takes us to emerging field like biotechnology and genomics, talking about animal breeds and disease resistance, telemedicine and mobile veterinary practice, especially for remote country, looking at wildlife, conservation, ecotourism, biodiversity, landscape science. This is the area where, in fact, I was invited to Austria to come and discuss about landscape science, where we are talking, when you talk about landscape science, it's about conservation, it's about deforestation, spillover disease. So it has a lot of things that go into zoology, conservation, wildlife, and veterinary medicine. So you have to start to think and sharpen your skill to move out of your comfort zone into areas you have never dealt with before, to create an opportunity for yourself, to create an opportunity to show that you are relevant. I did toxicopathology, diagnostics, but I moved to One Health. And the One Health, yes, I've been able to show that my skill in veterinary medicine, my skill in toxicopathology can be useful in the area of One Health. And I've been accepted. So you need to own your skill, sharpen it, move into areas that are emerging, that can solve problems today. And that is when you will be relevant to be able to deal with issues in West Africa. Next. No doubt there are challenges, and there are geographic disparities, there are climatic changes. Though there are workforce shortages in areas, you must know how to delve in. How do you go in? Who do you know? And this is where the respect, mutual respect, being hardworking, having the right connection will be able to help you to penetrate some of these countries that look as if it is very, very difficult to enter. When we talk about, yes, there are inadequate funding and resources, but we can turn this around to ask for grants in the right place and get it. There are limited education. Yes, veterinarians are produced more in Nigeria. They need to move out because other places do not have it. When you get to those places, there are myriads of opportunity, and you'll be able to use your knowledge that you have gotten in Nigeria to develop other areas. When you start to develop, they have no choice than to accept you, and you'll be able to create training capacities for them. Though there are language barriers, you must know how to speak free. You must know how to greet in French, ça va, ça va bien. You must know how to break this barrier intentionally. If there is anything I feel very sad about, that I can't speak French. So I moved into Ghana when I'm already a bit, I couldn't accommodate more languages. But for younger ones, please learn this language that will make you to be able to move and be able to be acceptable. Know that there is nepotism, there's tribalism. You must learn to be quiet. We are very forceful in Nigeria. When I got into Ghana, I was very forceful. I fight. And I later know that Ghanaians don't fight. They just solve their problems subtly. Now I've been very quiet and I've learned to understand their dynamics. And that has made me to be a better person. So with that, you'll be able to break any socioeconomic issues. You'll be able to break any barrier that is created by culture, and you'll be able to work extensively and be happy. So in conclusion, veterinary medicine in West Africa has a rich history, but we have progressed in terms of education, research, and service delivery. Despite challenges, we have substantial opportunities that are driven by the need for it and for the need for social security and all that. What are then the direction we need to start to think about? Enhance the capacity of our training institution, expand research opportunity, enrich our veterinary training with new frontiers and innovative pathways. This I will not want to talk about until they ask me questions. And there are also, we need to understand the disparity in the delivery of service in the urban and rural, and penetrate to provide the solution using innovations to provide the solution that will help the rural and link the rural with the urban. Then we should also strengthen our collaboration. We have an association of deans of veterinary school. We should thank God that Dr. Nasil is here, and there is the World Veterinary or Commonwealth Veterinary. We integrate more to let people. I must say, I explored Ghana when I came for Commonwealth Veterinary Association conference in 2010. That was when I got that opportunity. And I said, well, I will not do my sabbatical in Nigeria. Let me move to Ghana to do my sabbatical. And that was how I came to Ghana in 2013. And I explored, and I'm still exploring. Thank you so much. And I hope with this little, I've been able to create an avenue for us to discuss so that if there are people we need to help and be able to enlighten, I will be able to do that, and I'm available. Thank you, sir. God bless.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Professor Emikpe. Wow. For those who are not able to come here this morning, I don't know what they can do to themselves, because I have learned a lot as you have exposed us to a lot of things. And I'm happy to know that it was when the CBA organized the Pan Commonwealth Conference 6 in Accra, Ghana, that your Ghana journey began. This is really, really exciting.
That was 2011.
Yes, yeah. Yes, that we are very happy about this, to know this. That's part of concise mobility. Now, my job is to summarize or just paraphrase what you have delivered. I hope that I will have that professorial expertise like you have displayed to summarize what the professor has just delivered. And after that, a few housekeeping. I will hand over to Dr. Femi Kayode, who shall handle the question and answer session. And we take it from there. But talking broadly about what you have discussed, I will be putting what you have discussed as perhaps maybe some of my opinions in terms of what I heard from you today. Well, pointedly, you have said opportunities are abound in West Africa for veterinary medicine and veterinary medicine professionals. And you have said there are drivers for this. Drivers like increasing demand for vet services because of increasing demand for livestock products, emerging zoonotic diseases. We have the Mpox now, we have the Marburg, we have had Ebola, we have had all sorts. And then there's a lot of opportunities in animal welfare research and so many other things. And you also posited that, yes, there have been veterinary medicine, perhaps maybe in its crude form, before centers for training were established in Nigeria and Tamale in Ghana and all that. And then you explore the fact of the opportunity in education now. Nigeria having the most of veterinary faculties, 11 in all. Ghana has 2, Senegal 1, Guinea-Conakry also has 1. And then there's a lot that can be done in that area. And my problem is, because I said I'll be interjecting some observation into some of your deliveries, is the fact of Nigeria, 11 faculties. Do we really need 11 faculties in Nigeria as well? Because I reckon that most of the graduates, veterinary graduates in Nigeria are not even practicing veterinary medicine. A lot of them just do veterinary medicine as a base and they just go somewhere else. And that's a problem for me. I'll tell you that for now, we're even having issues recruiting veterinary doctors in our various clinics. If you look at all the last mile areas where veterinary services are supposed to be available, it's only the paraprofessionals that are there, and even some community and animal health workers that are there, and not even the vet that are being produced. So I don't know where they sink into after production. And then we have a lot of opportunities across West Africa that are not even being fulfilled at the moment. So you talked about the opportunities, and broadly in academia, in research, in international collaboration, in pharmaceutical industry. You mentioned the issue of the technical aid corps. We have innovation ops and all that. And in the emerging field where we can also clean. And you spoke very passionately about the issue of grants that we're not exploiting, that there are lots of grants that are available and veterinarians are not even adept at getting these grants, and honestly, my problem is like you have a pool of veterinarians in a particular country, and then they are not in some other countries. And it's like, it's skewed one way or the other. So I want to say that, I mean, when you were talking about the GWAG, the CCP said in Ibadan, and the WCASIR and all that. So I look at some of these things as, are we as veterinarians, are we trained to be timid? I don't know whether you note that. I'm not trying to use up Dr. Kayode's work now, but these are just things that are ramming in my head. Are we trained to be timid? Are we not there to be upfront in that and all that? So I want to know that if somebody can get a grant of $1 million, $500,000, and then we are saying we don't have work and all that, we have a lot of issues with livestock development, livestock industries almost suffering. Particularly disturbing is the issue of abattoirs in West Africa, especially in Nigeria. I don't know what obtains in other West African countries, but I know they're going to do good in East Africa and South Africa. But in Nigeria, I have never been impressed by any abattoir. I don't know whether I can be proved wrong this morning and all that. So in a nutshell, what you said today this morning is that we have a myriad of opportunity, in veterinary medicine that can be, I don't want to use the word exploited, but that can be assessed, by veterinary professionals across West Africa. The issue is just that, are we able to move without any regulatory restrictions that I may not know, and you want to tell us because you are involved in the whole thing? Are we able to move? For example, can I just pack my butt and say tomorrow morning I have to get a job in Ghana and I will not be subjected to any exam? I want to establish a veterinary clinic in Accra, and I will not be able to, I won't be subjected to a lot of issues and before I can do that. So because I know that when you go to Southern Africa or you go to UK or Europe, anywhere, you need to pass exams. Do we have an alignment of curriculum? Do we have an alignment of opportunity in terms of registration of people who can work across West Africa without being hindered. I know there are no veterinary institutions in Sierra Leone. In fact, in Sierra Leone, we have been told that we have only 2 or 3 vets. In Liberia, the same thing. Gambia, about 14. And I mean, these are areas that veterinary services are needed. So I will just stop at that for what you have told us this morning, so that I can give the opportunity to a lot of our people on this call who are really want to ask you a lot of questions. I've been greatly enriched, and I'm sure everybody has been enriched. But I think, like you said, we can throw it into discussion so that we have a very robust engagement with ourselves today.
Well, let him respond. Let him respond to you. Then after that, then we'll move to the next stage.
Okay.
Sir, honestly speaking, I'm very grateful, Egbon, for your summary. If you look at it critically, the veterinarians are produced more in Nigeria. I can say that veterinarians are not timid. I think they just need a push.
And information then. Yeah.
Yes, they just need a push, and they need the right information to be able to move. In terms of practicing in Ghana, it's not difficult. You come into Ghana, you register with the Veterinary Council. The Veterinary Council of Ghana, the chairman and the registrar will be coming to my school by next weekend. These are people that respect the training from university, from Ibadan, from Nigeria. So when such a person come, he will be placed under a vet. I am registered in Ghana, for example. He will be placed under me and be using my certificate for him to now face the Veterinary Council of Ghana after like 6 months or a year, and he will be able to get his own registration number. Then he can practice. That is not difficult at all in Ghana. I can assure you that if there is anyone coming, we'll be able to facilitate this. I'm not the only person that have registration in Ghana. As at now, we are 2 Nigerians that are fully registered with the Veterinary Council. And the registration does not take anything. In fact, it's something I could facilitate with ease, provided the person is coming to do a legitimate job and is able to do a good practice in Ghana. Then there's a lot of farms, which I did not mention. That's why I said this is just to kickstart discussion. There's a lot of veterinary farms, poultry farms that need veterinarians and who are really yearning to get veterinarians from Nigeria, that if they can come, they will be able to have discussions on salaries, on where to stay and all that, and they will be able to provide employment. There is one that I currently consult for that is very eager to take a Nigerian to come and practice here in Ghana. So in terms of examination, there's just a chart. It's not really an exam, it's a chart where you face a panel and all that. And these are people that knows the kind of training that Nigerians, especially some top veterinary school in Nigeria, like University of Ibadan and all that. And I tell you, they will do some background checks. When you come in, you are from these, they will ask me one way or the other. I will be asked that, do you know this person? Is there anything you know about him? Can you do this? And which I will give an honest report. So these are some of the basic things that is expected. You go to Sierra Leone, they will call me. You go to Senegal, they will call. So one way or the other, they have learned to trust certain people and they want to cross-check. So this is what I can say for now.
Thank you. I think we will move to the next stage. We'll move to Femi to pick up the questions. Then maybe I'll round up. Question and answer time. Yeah. Unfortunately, my video is not doing well. There's nothing I can do. Yeah. So Femi,
yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Charles, for putting this together. I think if there's anybody who really needed to hear this, it's me. And Okay, so if you can,
Because of
yes, sir.
pharmaceutical supplies.
If you can stop sharing your screen, then I can put it because my video is also on. But if you can stop sharing your
No, we are
screen,
hearing you. We are
Okay.
seeing you. I'm seeing you.
yes, yes, sir. And I will be coming to Ghana. So
Stop sharing the screen. It's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Femi, are you now?
hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good. I said maybe I will ask the first question before going to the chat. The first question is data-driven, right?
Yes.
11 veterinary schools in Nigeria, over 10,000 vets registered with the Veterinary Council. I think we have registration number up to 11,000 now. You talk to young people, they are looking for what to do. You drop a simple advert, you find quite a lot of people applying. Then you talk to people like Dr. Tunji Nasir, the elders we have in the profession, they are looking for people. So young vets are looking for jobs. The people who have the power to employ are looking for people to employ, right? I think, but what's off is the data you just shared this morning. 11 veterinary schools in Nigeria, 2 in Ghana, 1 in Senegal, and virtually none in most part of West Africa. So there seems to be a disconnect.
Yes.
There's a lot of disconnect. What, in your experience, working in Ghana, having trained in Nigeria, and having access to most of these international communities, especially in West Africa, what is the one disconnect we need to fix that can fix everything, if there's something like that?
Let me tell you this, Femi. We are not even the. I wish there are deans here. Let me remove my glasses. What are we planning for the future? I didn't want to divulge certain secret here because of certain things and how some of us have been treated. I'm very, very careful. What kind of training are we trying to project as leaders? What does the 21st century veterinarians need to be equipped with? We don't have it, Femi. Look, I came up with an idea in this school, which I sincerely plead that when we are talking here, is within us. You need to have an understanding that first in life, the challenges our students are facing, if we want them to succeed, we must bring in the language, we must break the language barrier. Femi, can you speak French?
No, sir.
Because you cannot speak French, you cannot penetrate the wide market in the French colonies. Are we training our students to be better than you in terms of languages? This we have not answered. Are we training students who are business conscious? And how can we do this? We do an overlap. In some veterinary schools, when you get to the 4th year, I look at your CWA. If it is above 65, I give you an option to enroll for an MBA weekend. By the time you finish in 6 years, you have gotten DVM, MBA. Femi, can you stop that guy from penetrating other West African countries?
Not at all.
The training is the problem. We have not yet have an understanding that as leaders, and if we call ourselves deans, what are we planning for the future? Are we producing people like us, or we are producing people that are better than us, that will take the bull by the horn and be able to succeed better than us? Look, in my office where I sit now, I have nothing less than 2 NYSC that you call NYSC National Training. They came in here, but they are living as experts. There is nobody I train within a space of 6 months to 1 year that did not get a job because of the understanding of the dynamics of what happened in the field. You must be able to give people skills that will make them to survive. Number two, how do you start a business? You cannot be a vet and not have a chicken in your house, not have a dog in your house. You are a non-entity. I say it again. You can't produce the egg you want. Come, I will show you my house. We produce eggs, we produce tomatoes, we produce vegetable within our garden. That is what they call a vet, who uses the feces of poultry to make manure to produce other things. These are things we teach our students to be self-sufficient. So that you start to live a life that you don't depend on others. When others, look, I have that small farm. I have this. The dean of veterinary, the dean of medical school, the dean of allied veterinary medical school here in KNUST were coming to my house to come and learn how to do it because of their retirement. These are things we are talking about. Simple training. You know how to bleed. How do you know how to bleed to make money? Let me give you one. You know how to bleed rats through the media countries. You will be able to make money because people who are doing research is looking for somebody who can just bleed. Do we teach this in class? Were you taught? No. We are not teaching what will make our students to survive. There is an entrepreneurship training where you sit down. How can I make money? So that, don't permit me to use this Yoruba, you will not serve your enemy and serve your mates. This is how to live a life. We as professors, don't tell me you're a professor when you cannot have anything to show for it. It's not about money. It's about skill. What are the investments we put in to bring out these 21st century students or veterinarians to survive and to be happy that they went to school? I'm just coming up with various innovations. Let me tell you something. There's a young man that we developed just to use animations. Just animations to discuss pathogenesis. All what you do is that you like games. They will shoot it for you to look at animation and it will be making sense to tell you why FMD is like this, why PPR is like this, why this is like this. This is what we call innovation. The same chalk and paper that we have been using to teach all these years is what we have been using. We need to start to think as leaders. When we are talking about veterinary medicine, we are talking about our conferences. Our conferences just present paper, talk, and all this. Are there skills development? These are issues we need to start to think about. If I'm coming there to listen to how I can develop smart phone where we can use it to collect a lot of information, and I can sit in Kotangura and order for a vaccine, and you, Femi, will send it by drone and it will get to him in 1 hour. Drone technology has been used effectively in Ghana. We use it to control anthrax. That's what we use in supplying vaccine to the upper east Ghana. This is all using technology, and we are also vets, and we are applying it to veterinary practice, and we are making the waves. These are feasible. These are things that our leaders need to wake up and move. Teach our students, teach our younger ones. How many of the younger ones do you have as your interns? Let me ask.
No, it's it's another school altogether.
How many have? We don't do internship. We don't do what we call mentorship. Professor Dr. Ibe is here. He's a doctor. He mentors professors. That's what kind of mentorship program do we have in veterinary practice, in veterinary profession? We need to start to think about this and try to bring up people If you want to go into small animal practice, who should mentor you before I give you certificate, before I give you registration to practice? Once you finish from school, I give you registration. Is that the way it should be if you want to step up practice? These are things we need to really sit down and start to work. When we have put all these things in place, you can now discuss with veterinary professionals in other countries and tell them what you have put in place, how you have trained your people. Your people will be accepted without begging.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prof. There's so much to discuss and so much rambling in my head. And like I said, it's an interesting conversation. I'm going to give two people an opportunity. If you raise up your hand, I want I
Give
see
a
Abiade.
Kula Abiade, yes.
I see Dr. Abiade and maybe one other person, and then I have two questions in the chat I want you to respond to.
Yeah.
By the way, Prof, I know Peter Arwin, Cow Tribe, we're very good friends.
He's my good friend.
Yes, we're very good friends too. Yeah, Cow Tribe. We should be in Germany together. We have similar ties across, and brilliant guy using drones to fly vaccine across Ghana. Super innovation. Thank you so much for providing that supportive environment. And I agree. I absolutely agree that is the quality of trainings. See, the world has changed, as you have alluded, and training people the old way will not work anymore. But let me pick up two questions from the chat.
No. Let Abiade speak first.
Okay, all right. So
let my guy speak.
all right,
let
okay.
Abiade speak first. Then after Abiade, maybe Abayomi, then we'll move to the other section.
All right. So you have the floor, sir, Dr. Kunle.
Professor Emikpe, I'm so happy. Good morning, sir.
So I want to see your face as condition president.
Sir,
let's see your face as condition president.
You know that on Saturdays I don't have my bath on time. So
that's okay, no problem.
So seriously, I am so happy to have. I came in late. It was just a miss. I came in late. I'll go and listen to everything. But this last part, I mean, I have never seen somebody from the average tower that spoke the truth like you today. We are all always deceiving ourselves. And when people like us tell them, they will be abusing you and selling you so. You have spoken. I think you need to come to Nigeria and speak. So, I mean, there must be a forum where you come and speak truth to authority, to the deans. We are proliferating universities in Nigeria, but no content. Why are we proliferating them? We have been telling them. When we're in council, we told them, even the present council, we are proliferating university. Everybody wants to be, a big guy in his village. We want a university in one village. They want to put a veterinary medicine there. And then it doesn't make sense. We are not giving skills to these, graduates. So by the time they graduate, there are people we are mentoring in our practice that's right now, when they came in, to give injection to a dog was a problem. No, they'll be shaking, the guy will be shaking his hand like no man business, no skill. So that is, you are speaking the truth. And that is why most of them, they're not even competent to apply for a job. Dr. just said it, we are looking for vets, we will never get. Recently, we even, we told them to come and get a paid mentorship internship. They didn't come. They were telling us, oh, they are doing this, they are doing that. So we have a serious problem. So when we are saying that we have employment, I'm surprised when Femi said you put an advert out and then you get. Most of them, they want to be traders.
Yes, sir.
They want to be traders. They don't want to be a practicing veterinarian. They want to be traders. And it's very, very unfortunate. And if we don't address this, we're only wasting our time. Because by the time that people like us, and we all move out of the system, My most agonizing thought is that when we leave, who are the people that will take over from us? It's very agonizing.
God will provide. Don't worry.
I hope so, but we need to start doing it now. We need to start, we need to start producing such. God will not sit down. God is not a fake God that will do everything. What He has given to us to do, He expects us to do it. He will not do it for you. Let's not bring God and then God expects you to do some basic things. God will not take you to the classroom. God will not put the skills in your brain. Some people must. When a university will employ somebody without skill to come and teach a course that will require skill, then what are you expecting? So there should be a paradigm shift. There's a total paradigm shift of our university system. Thank you so much for this illuminating thing. And I know you spoke from your heart.
Yes.
You spoke from your heart. And when people speak from their heart, I respect them. I respect you. I respect you. Thank you very much.
I think Abiola, you should go and take a job either in UI or in Lorry to
they
teach
will not
veterinary
employ.
medicine.
They will not employ us.
They will employ you. Don't worry. Apply. I will recommend them to employ you.
There was a time.
I'll be your referee. I'll be your referee.
Wait. There was a time in University of Ibadan. I wasn't get paid. I would take my ultrasound from Lagos to go and because I went to Queen's Mother in UK to meet Elshi, and a DVM 3 students who were supposed to do a work. A DVM 3 student picked the dog. He went to do ECG. The ECG that I was not taught in school, and as at that time I didn't even know how to do it. So the guy even denied me the opportunity of doing it until I got my own. So that is till now, nobody is teaching them any skill on so many things. So many things in most of the university. I've done accreditation to most of the universities in Nigeria, and I know the challenges everybody's. We're not producing veterinarians that are ready to start work. No, we're not. We're just producing veterinarians that are going to be in the office. Go to the rural areas in the north. They're not ready to work. No, they will sit in the office. Community health workers are the one doing cesarean section in the bush. We have a problem, and we're not realizing we have that problem. Maybe Emikpe should come and address us at our.
If I tell you intelligence report about what's going on accreditation now, honestly, intelligence report, what is going on? What is going on in accreditation now?
Let us leave that. Let us leave that.
And go into the next stage, and then I will talk
okay,
later.
so let me just drop a final comment. Thank you, Dr. Kunle Abiade. And then, of course, our speaker for today. I'm just going to drop just my own 1 cent that
Abayomi's hand is up. Please let him
speak.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, sir. Then I can
Abayomi, please. You
my
can
final
speak.
word, and then we can leave.
Then he will drop, and then we'll take up the chat session.
Yes,
Abayomi.
Right. Yes, thank you so much. Let me first thank the person I normally try to refer to as Dr. Chasibe, for this great platform. In fact, I don't know how to thank you, sir. Thank you, and thank you. Now,
that's okay.
Mine is not a...
Enjoy yourself. Don't worry, I'm enjoying myself in UK. Enjoy yourself. Don't worry about me.
It's not really a question. I just want to mention that Professor Emikpe had been an inspiration to some of us back in school. He knows me very well. I remember then that we used to struggle back in vet school, and he would just call us and tell us one or two things, and it would be like as open as bring up certain things, and it's been like this, and that is what I can say about it. But beyond that, sincerely, he also gave me that impetus to go into practice.
Your network is frozen, but Femi, Call Dr. Bola
when I finished. I think I was after mentorship that he mentioned. It's very key, and we really need to. I don't know how we can incorporate it into our mentorship. Is more or less all that our vets need, especially the young ones now. Dr. Abiadi has just mentioned that. That's my great guy, Dr. Nasir. You know, these are great people. I've met one-on-one. I've gone to their clinics. They have mentored some of them. And that is why today we can do one or two things in vet medicine.
Thank you,
so
sir.
Mentorship is the key here. And I think we really need to work hard. Those that, Dr. Charles, sir, you need to help us. I mean, because
help you. I have this program. How many of you are coming? Will I kill myself?
Immediately.
I have this program as corporate social responsibility as former MVMA president. Now I'm almost idle. Let me keep myself busy by mentoring people. How many of them are coming? We are barely 27, and I guess out of 27, because of Emikpe, over 50% of us here are foreigners. That one I can tell you. So I can't kill myself. I'll continue driving. I'll continue talking. The other time I was elected to come and speak at UI, let me just say this for the first time, at University of Ibadan, as a guest speaker. I had only 1 week to prepare my speech on how I can charge the mind of those pupil vets. What I learned later, that some people were querying Professor Ola Davis while bringing Dr. Ibe to Ibadan. That is a radical. And then Ola Davis was asking them why. And what has Dr. Ibe done that will prevent him coming to Ibadan? Why? What has he done? They could not answer. Somebody told her, point and blank, that the Ibadan people are not happy, which is not true. It's just like some cliques are not happy, some parochials are not happy. And those parochials are 1%. I don't think Emikpe will be sad, or Nasir will be sad, or Abiade will be sad. They're all Ibadan communities. Members of Ibadan community for Dr. Ibe not to come to Ibadan. It was some parochial cliques are the people killing the profession. But let us not go there. They just point blank that Ibadan is not happy. Some clique think that they are Ibadan. It's not true. I remember when the students appointed me to come, I know what I went through for me to arrive Ibadan. Some people said, let him not come because he's a radical. I'm a radical. Yes. Because I always talk the truth. That's why I bring people like Abiade, people like Nasir, people like Femi. These are people I know that have the same mental mindset with me. And I'll continue to do more, whether they're happy or not. For 10 years, 15 years, they've been fighting me. They can't do anything. No, let's not get there. I will continue to break all those iron bars. This one, I promise my profession, whatever it will take. But one thing I will tell ourselves here, I am so happy. I was so happy when I arrived in 1987 in the north to come and serve, and I went to Ahmadu Bello University. I saw students and lecturers eating in one cafeteria. I'm so, you know what that time would do? Well, that kind of thing would do to students to charge up their mind. And not to train students along inferiority complex. To carry it till thy kingdom come. Break that complex from day one. From day one. I saw Professor Gyang, Dr. Kwanashie, with students eating in the cafeteria. Esha Abdullahi, you see them live. That doesn't prevent them. But what they're trying to do is emotionally mentor these students so that when you see your superior in the field, you don't shake. And that's where I got most of this, my unresolved, unshakable mien. I thank Ahmadu Bello University. I hope they did not stop. And when Mrs. Lambie was setting up the VTH in Jos as their maiden dean, I went there as their first guest speaker and said, please, don't train these students along inferiority corridor. It will affect them mentally. It will affect them emotionally. Let the student not see you as God. I guess the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today, when he was in school, he has some teachers and his lecturers. He's still presiding. Life is give and take. No condition is permanent. My classmate, Dr. P2B, the person he made first of all, he made him the provost of the College of Education, where there's a problem at Insugbe, and later made him Professor Kafo, Vice Chancellor of the Anambra State University, was his lecturer in philosophy at the University of Nigeria. So don't train students along inferiority complex so that they can come up and be your great ambassador. I will speak more, but Bolaho Oladosun, please unmute yourself.
Okay, we are still calling more persons. I just thought
just one person more. Only Bolaho, please, because has been a great person on this call.
Right.
Bolaho, you know him?
Yeah.
You know him?
Chief, can you hear me?
Yeah, we are hearing you, but want to see your face.
Well, it's okay. The place is a little dark, but I will do that now.
Okay.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes.
It's my pleasure to be here as usual. I really enjoyed Professor Emikpe's presentation. In spite of the fact that I came late, I joined very late.
Don't worry, we'll have the video. We'll have the video.
Professor Emikpe, I've known since our undergraduate days. A very passionate vet, very, very passionate vet, who is usually very intent on what he wants to do, always looking forward to making marks. And we thank God that we have an excellent vet in him. He's a person that we are really very proud of. Always speaking directly. When he speaks, there is no ambiguity. It's direct, life and direct. Thank you very much for the presentation. Well, the university education with respect to veterinary profession is evolving by the day. We hope that we get there someday. We hope that we get there someday. We will take the advice that you have given. We will try as much as possible to improve on what we are doing, and jetison rivalry and all sorts of things that could be between the private people and the academics. It's neither here nor there. We are in the same profession. We are supposed to work together to achieve for the profession. God will help us. We will get there. Thank you very much, Chief, for this platform. The platform is, it will grow. Many more people will join. We are starting well, and I believe that we will improve too. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Dr. Abiade, it's nice to see you again.
Same fish to
nice
him.
To see you again.
He will
well
see
done.
You well.
Thank you for the good work that you are doing.
Yes.
We are proud of you. Thank you very much. And all the other people here, thank you very much. Professor Emikpe, I'm still waiting to come to Ghana.
Please come. Come any day, sir. I welcome you. You know how I respect and appreciate you, sir.
You don't eat fish? Thank you so much.
We need independence.
Okay. Continue, Femi. And sorry for, yes, continue, Femi.
No. So it's just to drop my last comment. I think our time is fast spent. Then I can pass the baton to you, Dr. Charles. I just want to...
The question, the chat section, the question.
Yeah. So again, so maybe we should just take a one. Good afternoon. My name is Eyong Melvis, a veterinary student in the University of Douai, Cameroon. I wish to ask the procedure to apply for internship in the international organization.
Yeah, internship is usually coordinated with ROOM if it is FAO and in other places. But if you want to do the internship, all what you need to do is to consult the ICTAD rep or the WHO rep of your country. If possible, for his country is in Yaoundé. Go there, see them, discuss with them that you want to be an intern. Or if they say there's no internship, please ask to be a volunteer. The volunteer, they'll be able to get you something to do. From there, when they see that you do volunteer for like 3-6 months, they will definitely, and if you are having challenges, write me directly. I will know what to do.
And I think that's the
Thank
bomb.
you. Dr. Professor Emikpe, how do you send our video to all these people?
Yeah, if you can
Those
give
are not within, those are outside the country, like Cameroon.
They can watch from YouTube, sir. They can watch from YouTube.
No, they will watch it on YouTube. How does how does he send the channel to them?
If you send the link to him, then he can forward it to them.
Yes.
Okay. Or we can also put the link on this chat. While you are taking the final words, I will go on the channel, pick up the link and drop it on the chat so that everyone can have it.
So that they can watch it. And then we need people from Professor Emikpe, we need people from outside within the corridor. It's an opportunity for you to enrich this channel so that you can link up with people, platforms outside Nigeria, West African corridor. So they will be part of our program. Once we share it to you, our program, because next week we're going to discuss parvovirus enteritis.
No problem. I have few links in fact, as you are talking now, Professor Kaja is watching in Senegal. Professor Suluku is also watching in Senegal. There are quite a lot of my students from Cameroon watching, and there are some also from Rwanda, Botswana, Ethiopia, like that. So it's all over.
Yeah. So it won't be a one-off thing. It will be a continuous stuff. Like Professor Jahun is a professor of small animal medicine at Ahmadu Bello University. Next week he will discuss. By this time next week he will be discussing parvoenteritis in dogs and in puppies, so to say. So for each one we beam on YouTube, and then the YouTube channel. Maybe I'll send you the link, our YouTube link. We have a lot of topics we have been dealing with on social engineering and medicine clinics and surgery, but especially social engineering. We need social engineering to top up the game. So you continue.
Okay, so let me just drop 3 comments. First, to all our audience, right? I think the best thing Professor Emikpe has done today is sharing his contact in his last slide. So if you don't have it, just go on the YouTube channel, Bluebird TV. Look for that slide where he drops his contact. You can eventually send a message to him and send an email, and I believe he will be responding. But just to tell you ahead, Prof, I'll also be sending an email to you so that we can continue this conversation. I'm interested. Then secondly, is to all our stakeholders who have served in MVMA in Kogi, then also in the Veterinary Council Board. And we are going to be wrapping up our tenure next year, March. I think this is not political, right? I think this is the right time to constitute the right people in the Veterinary Council. This is only the Veterinary Council that has the power to regulate trainings. This whole idea of, I know the quality we're producing is not up to standard. I think the future is blurred and will be bad, and we will harm ourselves if we keep on doing the same thing, the same way, expecting to get a different result. But you will have to be in a position of the technology aspect of the Veterinary Council has been brought in because of a few ideas here and there by some of us. So I know the immense power being on the Veterinary Council board can be. I'm not going back, but I will want to encourage anybody. And I think we should come together as a group to ensure that the next set of council board members are people we can trust our destiny on. And then finally, to just say thank you to Dr. Charles. We all admire what it is that you're doing. this meeting specifically, I think, was designed for me. And in another 6 months, I will be ideas that we want to go and implement in Pharmalat. Having said this, I want to hand over the baton to you. Thank you so much, Prof. Emikpe. I'll be contacting you shortly.
Yeah, thank you, Femi. You know, seeing your face is the most difficult thing these days, but God knows why. See your face. It's good. So you know why I'm happy. You're always on the move. Asanga Kerry, is he a Nigerian?
No, Asanga
No, Prof.
is my student.
Is your student? You know, I know many. Please be bringing your students in our programs.
Asanga is the president of the veterinary medical students in University of Buea, Cameroon, the English speaking. So I would prefer you to allow him to speak, sir.
No. Yes, that's he will speak right now. And but on top to it, I want you to bring as many people as possible to this program. And then send the video. Once we say give you the video, spray it around. Yeah, spray it around. We have nothing to hide. We're not in court. So Asanga, please. Asanga, please, you can drop your words. Unmute yourself and drop your words. Can we see your face, sir? Asanga.
Asanga is my student.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
It's a privilege being in this forum. I want to thank Professor Emikpe immensely for always having us in mind. You know, his coming to Cameroon was a lot for the students in the veterinary school in Buea. We learned from him, and see today the impact is still in us. And I must say that Prof. Emikpe has not just acted the role of a teacher, he's also a father and a mentor. So my question is, Prof, you made mention of the DVM and MBA direct. Is it also possible with, that is, since we had a memorandum of understanding in the two schools, is it also possible for us to leave, that is, having the DVM and MBA direct and leave from DVM to PhD? I don't know if it's possible.
Yeah, Caris, this is something that we need inter-university relationship and connection. I will take it up with Dr. Manchang, and we will see how some of you will be able to benefit. We can do what we call inter-university transfer, where at your fourth year, if you have a CWA that is 4, that is above 65, to come into KNUST and be able to do this overlapping masters that will help you to get a MBA in it. There are so many things I did not talk about because of time. There are other innovative ideas that KNUST is bringing on board that will really, really help to sharpen the skill of our students in the area of their endeavors. I will talk about it in another forum. And
not in this forum next time, because we'll be bringing you here maybe on yearly or by yearly basis.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So just stay standby.
Okay,
because once we catch you, we've caught you.
Thank
no
you,
escape. That's okay. That's our mantra.
Okay,
yeah, Keris, honestly, it's nice speaking with you, and I think we've done well today. I've seen some foreigners here, Ndifo Juan Carlos, Akumani, Franklin, Tassis.
They are all my students from Buea.
Tube, Kuki, with Joel, Nchang, Field, Vidalia. Please, all you do is that all those broader areas beyond us, we need more people to be mentored anywhere in the world. The world has gone global. We are not thinking, please, Benjamin, let's see your face, please. The world has gone global, and we are going global. You know, we cannot restrict ourselves. And the few things I have here to discuss, I don't know whether I know Dr. Shati.
Shati?
Yes.
That's Sati, yes.
Yes, Sati, yes. Yeah. The mixed breed.
Yes.
Yeah, you trained at UNN. He's doing well in Accra, Ghana.
Yes, I know Dr. Sati.
Yes, she was working for one lieutenant colonel, a vet in Ghana.
I know. I've met her many times. She knows.
You've met her many times. Okay, she's a brilliant vet in Accra, Ghana. Somebody is asking about, Kuman is asking about scholarship opportunities.
There are scholarship.
Yeah. Can you discuss that briefly?
Let me say this. The scholarships will be a lot enormous, will be big next year. For WASIB, which is in University of Ghana, they have scholarship for masters and PhD. GWAC has only masters for PhD, but we have what we call German visit, which is meant for our students who are doing masters, who are on an existing masters, but they are doing something in the area of pandemic control to travel to Germany for like 3 months. Currently, one of my students will be going to Germany. We also take PhD who are on PhD in other university in West Africa to come to KNUST for like 3 months through GWAC. That we do with the German West Africa Center for Global Health and Pandemic Preparedness. We also have scholarship, but is more to Ghanaians, but international scholarship that you can benefit is MasterCard. MasterCard is available. I think that of this year is gone. That of next year is gone. So early next year, you can also apply for MasterCard, which you can use in them. Then we also have a French school and German school that you can also get scholarship to read in our French and German school, even Chinese school, where you learn about Chinese language. So these are all language proficiency studies that you can do in KNUST, and that will help you to prepare yourself for international scene. So these are all available. For some, when they write, I'll be able to send them the links for some of my students who are in other places, I do send links regularly as I see them to their WhatsApp group so that they can benefit from it.
Yeah, thank you. Let me say, please, those on YouTube, many of you are on YouTube. Please assist us to subscribe, share, and click the notification button so that next time you'll be reminded. And as you are doing it, the algorithm of this discussion will travel far. So please, as we are pleading with you, all of us, even those of us who are going to see it later, go to YouTube to see our topics, including this one. Make sure you click our subscription button, notification button, then share to many platforms as possible, and then you will be blessed. In 2009 to 2011, I was president of Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, and I fought ECOWAS protocol on regulation of veterinary pharmacy across the board, across all West African corridor, and was approved by the president of all the West African countries. So that ECOWAS protocol, if each country, we try to domesticate it with Animal Diseases Act. So if every country will domesticate that ECOWAS protocol, we will have what I may call a cohesive, a disciplinary cohesive activity on regulation of veterinary pharmacy across, and then we need to discuss the best way, like in medicine, they have this West African College of Medicine. We can start thinking something in that direction. And then we can start thinking about our professional associations, grouping up as maybe West African Association of Veterinary Doctors or whatever. We can even at the board level, at the VC, at the regulatory level and training level, we can even form what do you call it? We can form a unit, and then form various, and then have various sports. All the professional training and practice will cohere in terms of training and regulation of training and practice. I believe in that. So all we need is to coordinate, and then even clinical exchange program for students. One of my friends, when we were in school, a medical doctor now practicing in UK, did this he said clinical training attachment at J.F. Kennedy College of Medicine in Liberia. You know, such things can help to broaden our horizon. But the best horizon is like Professor Emikpe said, is push. You know, when people are ignorant, they're ignorant. If it would, somebody like Dr. Nasir does not, it will take him a strong discussion for him to believe, accept that he's from Benin Republic, half, because his mom, late mom, was from Benin Republic. You know, because we are corridor to be in Nigeria. The world now is to break out, to chill out. Nasir, by birth, is half Benin Republic and half, I don't even know whether he understands French, because he goes there, Yorubas are many, Yorubas are many in Benin Republic, so he's at home. People will be in Badagry, going to Kano to look for a job. Meanwhile, Port Novo is just there by the corner. Ghana is there. Am I lying?
No, sir.
Eh?
No, sir. No, sir.
So what
sir.
you are looking for in Sokoto is in your Sokoto. So it goes a long way. So, but the thing is that is to broaden our mind. Broaden our mind, break our barriers. In fact, there's one university that is calling me now to come and then to be the guest lecturer. I'm preparing a topic in October, breaking the iron walls. That's my topic. I made up my mind. If it will happen, that's what I'm going to discuss, breaking the iron walls. The worst imprisonment is self-imprisonment, psychological imprisonment. In fact, some people will show in 30 months in prison, in Kirikiri and the Kaduna prison. I read this, the man died. It took him his prison note. It's even better he was in that prison because he came up. It's one of the things that made him a Nobel laureate today. So it's even better you're in prison, locked up. I'm even better locked up in the prison, physical prison, than locked up in emotional and psychological prison. That's the worst prison any human being will give to himself. I will discuss that topic, breaking the iron walls. And I'm coming up with a lot. And I will use veterinary medicine as an enriching sport, as a reference sport. So let us think global. Like you said, see, people sell a lot of things. I know people here selling a lot of things in China, moving it all over the world. How can we sell our art and like our skills? It's not about making distinction, writing distinction. What are you going to do out of your training? Is the skill acquisition and then skill expansion. You don't put something on nothing and want it to stand. For you to do skill expansion, you must have those skills. So I think on this note, we should be rounding up. Our mentorship class will soon come. I'm enlisting Nasir, Abiade, myself, Chiki Kogo, and whoever again, and then Nahuru will come up with a mentorship class in one of our programs, maybe in the next 1 or 2 months, so that we can be break as little as we are. As little we find ourselves, let's all be breaking those walls. Thank you, Emikpe. I appreciate it. Next time I come to Kumasi, don't run away like you did the other time. I came to see you. You are answering me from Accra. Meanwhile, I was live in Kumasi. I travel a lot. Many times I come to Ghana, I'll find my time. I hope those VIP buses are still there.
They are there, sir.
And that spot we eat food, Midway, is still there.
Yes, sir.
I like that food. I will come.
Yes, sir.
These are little things that make me happy now.
Yes, sir.
It's not money. Okay. Yes. Thank you, everyone. So please, for those of us in, I've said it, subscribe to our channel. For those of us here, get to our channel and subscribe to our channel. I thought, what do you call it? I thought, Femi said he would distribute the channel, but that's okay, no problem. We will send the okay, it's going to Asanga, don't worry. That's no problem. Get to it. When we send it, we are going to distribute it around. As you are distributing around, you are seeing it. You are watching the video. You will have a recast of what we have today. Please make sure you help us to enlarge our coast by increasing the algorithm of viewers so that it will travel wild. On this note, I don't know whether to say that we are all on our own. As I think I've seen a lot of foreigners here, and we need to partner with them. We need to interact with them. We need to discuss with them. That's how we hybridize ideas, and that's how we gain knowledge. And not only gaining knowledge, we're gaining wisdom. Thank you very much, and everybody, thank you. And we have Nchangambafo. Is it Cameroon?
Yes, that's a lecturer in Cameroon.
A lecturer in Cameroon. So please, we want you, as we are sending this thing to all of you, you have their contacts. Emikpe, you have their contact, Prof.
Yes, I will send it.
Okay, once I send you the video, pass it along, and as they are passing it, let them spread it along. Along them. Thank you.